Hi friends, I'm Abby and I work at the 911 district office right here in Tarrant County. You've probably heard about 911. We only call that number if we have a fire or we need a police officer or if we need an ambulance. You should only call or text 911 in an emergency. We'll cover some more things about 911 together with our 4 worksheets that you have. Your educator should provide you with these worksheets and we'll go through each one. Let's go ahead and gather those worksheets up and we'll start with activity 1. Okay friends, do we have our activity 1 worksheet ready to go? This is emergency or not an emergency. You should only call or text 911 in an emergency. In this activity, you're going to put an X through the circle that is not an emergency. With the circle, the images that do have emergencies in there, I want you to color those images. So with the first circle, we have a person laying down on the ground who is not waking up. Is that an emergency or is that not an emergency? If you think it's an emergency, go ahead and color in the circle. If you don't think it's an emergency, then draw an X through the circle. Why don't you go ahead and try to see if you can figure out the other circles if they're emergencies or non-emergencies. And I'll be right back with you to give you the answers for activity 1. Did you get it all completed? If you didn't finish coloring, that's completely okay. Let's go over the answers and see how well you did. So the first circle we did together with the person laying down that is unconscious and not waking up. That is an emergency. They need to go to the hospital, so we need to call 911 to get an ambulance. The second circle is a car accident where a car hit a tree. Is that an emergency or not emergency? That would be an emergency. People could be injured and need to go to the hospital. This third one is a cat in the tree. What did you think it was? Do you think it was an emergency or not an emergency? That would not be an emergency. If the cat got up there, I bet you the cat can get down. The fourth circle is going to be a girl who skinned her knees. That is going to be a non-emergency. We can get a Band-Aid for that. On the fifth circle, a house is on fire. If you colored this in as an emergency, you would be correct. Fires are very dangerous and we need to get out of the house and call for help immediately. And our last circle, someone is breaking into someone's house. Is that an emergency or not an emergency? If you colored this circle in also as an emergency, you will be correct. Burglars can take things that aren't theirs and we need to call 911 and get the police over there immediately. All right, we are done with activity 1. Let's go ahead and get ready to do activity 2. When you call or text 911 with an emergency, they need to know where you are to send help. So in this worksheet, we see all of the emojis that we know and love. As you can tell, there is lines underneath the emojis. At the bottom of the worksheet, each different emoji has a letter that goes with it. Look at the emoji, look at the key below to see what letter is going to go on that line. So let's look at the first one together. The first one has a crying emoji. So the first letter of our puzzle is T. Now I want you to see how much you can get filled in on your own by using the key and finding out what the secret message is on this worksheet. Okay friends, the message should say the address or location of the emergency. That is what 911 needs to know immediately if you call or text in an emergency. Sometimes you may be at a place where you don't know the address of it, but you may know the location of what the address is by or what the street names are. If you're near a library or a school, you can give 911 that information. So if you were able to fill out the whole puzzle, good job. And if you didn't, go ahead and fill all the rest of it in. We are going to go ahead and move on to activity 3. So educators, let's get that activity 3 worksheet ready to go. All right, friends, let's go ahead and get our Activity 3 worksheet out and go ahead and dive right into it. This is texting emergencies to 911. Texting 911 is another way to get help in an emergency. If it isn't safe to call 911, you can text your emergency. There are a few things to remember when you're texting 911. In this activity, you'll notice that there's a list of words at the bottom of the sheet. Those words belong in some of those blank spaces on the activity. We'll do the first one together. You should only text 911 in an, what do you think it is? If you guessed emergency, you are correct. So you can go ahead and mark emergencies off because we already used that one. Now I'm going to let you go ahead and do number 2, 3, and 4 on your own, and I'll come back and see how you did. All right, friends, how do we do? Did you get all of the blank lines filled out? Let's go ahead and look at number 2. You can't text emojis to 911. If you put 911 in the blank, you are correct. Number 3, do not send pictures, video, or audio when you text 911 in emergency. In this answer, it's okay if you put pictures first, emojis, and audio, or in any other order. All 3 of those words go into number 3. For number 4, group texting is not allowed with texting 911. So if you filled in group with that answer, you are correct. Good job, everybody. We only have one more activity sheet to do. So let's go ahead and get the activity 4 ready to go, and I'll be right back to go over it with you. Let's go ahead and get our activity 4 worksheet out, and let's go ahead and dive right in. So in this activity, you're going to circle either do or don't based on what the sentence says. So let's go ahead and look at the first one together. You should shout at the 911 operator. Do you think that's something that you should do? Take a moment and circle what you think the correct answer is. If you circled don't, you are correct. Don't shout at the 911 operator when calling 911 in an emergency. It may make it difficult to understand you, and the operator may not get the best information. All right, so good job on that if you circled don't. Go ahead and do the next 2 on your own, and I'll come back and we'll check your work to see if you got them correct. All right, friends, how'd we do? Let's go ahead and look at the second one together. You should stay on the phone with 911 until the operator tells you it's okay to hang up. Is that something you should do or don't do? If you circle do, that you should stay on the phone with the 911 operator until they tell you to hang up, you are correct. So go ahead and do that. On the third and last one, you should give the address or the location of the emergency first to the 911 operator. Is that something you should do or don't do? If you said do, you are correct. When you call or text 911, you need to give the 911 operator the address or location first. Thank you so much for playing along with me today. I hope that you learned something about 911, and I totally encourage you to go home and share with your family what you learned today. Now remember, only call or text 911 in an emergency. I'll see you next time, friends.